We're living in a world where every problem has a solution, and every solution has a story. But somehow, genuine progress gets lost in the noise and we're left distrusting any good news.
That sounds like a pretty pessimistic view. What makes you think that's the case?
Think about it. Every time there's a breakthrough, it's paired with a narrative that's too good to be true, and we're expected to swallow it whole. But our instincts tell us something's off, so we dismiss it as propaganda.
But isn't that just a natural response to being skeptical of information? Especially in today's world, where misinformation is rampant?
Skepticism is healthy, but when it becomes the default response to every positive development, that's a problem. And it's not just about being skeptical, it's about being fatigued. We're tired of being sold solutions that don't quite add up.
I see what you mean. But what's driving this fatigue? Is it the media, social media, or something else entirely?
It's a combination of factors: the 24-hour news cycle, the proliferation of social media, and the rise of solution journalism, which prioritizes tidy fixes over nuanced storytelling. It's a perfect storm that's creating a culture of distrust.
Solution journalism, that's a new term for me. How does it contribute to this fatigue?
Solution journalism is all about presenting problems with easy-to-digest solutions. It's a simplistic approach that ignores the complexity of real-world issues. And when we're constantly fed these simplistic solutions, we start to feel like we're being manipulated. And that's when the distrust kicks in.
But don't journalists have a responsibility to present solutions, to offer hope and inspiration to their readers?
Of course they do, but when the solutions are overly simplistic or worse, fabricated, that's when we have a problem. And it's not just about the journalists. It's about the entire ecosystem that's driving this trend. From editors to advertisers, everyone's complicit in creating this culture of distrust.
So, what's the alternative? How do we break this cycle of fatigue and distrust?
We need to embrace nuance. We need to tell stories that are messy, complicated, and sometimes don't have a tidy solution. We need to trust our audiences to handle complexity. And we need to create a culture that values depth over simplicity.
That's a tall order. But if we don't try, we'll be stuck in this cycle of fatigue and distrust. And that's a bleak future indeed.
Exactly. And it's not just about the media, it's about all of us. We need to be critical thinkers. We need to question the narratives that are presented to us, and we need to demand better. We deserve better.